This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Outdoor Pro Shop, LLC. Outdoor Pro Shop is a family-owned and operated firearms dealer and sporting goods retailer. They have pay-over-time options, a rewards program, and customer service satisfaction that is unmatched. They might not be the biggest, but they strive to be the best. Contact them today at 240-360-1298 or visit them on the web at www.outdoor-pro-shop.com. That's Outdoor Pro Shop, 240-360-1298. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Man, I tell you, it's hard coming back from Memorial Day weekend. I mean, we were supposed to record on Tuesday. We took off on Tuesday because of the holiday weekend, and we're just trying to get back into the groove here. But we got a very special guest tonight, Kevin Cook, the owner of Outdoor Pro Shop, LLC. But first, we've got Dave Young over here on production, back in the studio.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
And then we also got Dan Hall. He's out of town again, back out in, he's somewhere different now. He's out in Iowa. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, I'm doing well, Mike. Glad to be on here tonight and be able to have our guest this evening.
Yeah, we were just talking about, getting caught up. We're a little behind from the Memorial Day weekend, getting back into the grind of things. We took Tuesday off, and we're trying to get one recorded up here this evening so we can get ready for next week. We always try to stay a week ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, glad we was able to push through and actually pick up a guest for this week. And instead of, we could have, we talked about it, just talking, shooting the crap and talking about the Memorial Day weekend and all that. Luckily, we was able to get this guest this evening. So
and that's one thing that we've been blessed being able to have a guest pretty much 95% of the time we've done a podcast this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, since we started. So as of right now, we've been podcasting for a little over 8 months. Nice. So
yep.
It hasn't been that long, but it seems like it's just started, it's crazy. But we went through a 3-month period there where we tried out a bunch of stuff, a bunch of different things, and we've got a bunch of good equipment now. We started out with mid-grade equipment, and we upgraded real fast to the Rodecaster Pro, and that has allowed us to open up tons of different options with our guests.
Oh, absolutely.
Like with Dan being out of town now, we can do these 3-way calls, and we even done a 4-way call the other night.
Yeah, we did.
So, well, let's go ahead and get our guest on here, Kevin Cook with Outdoor Pro Shop LLC. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh man, we're doing great.
Great.
Yep, doing well, Kevin. Glad to have you on tonight.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
So, Kevin, just to start off, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the business of the Outdoor Pro Shop.
Well, I've been hunting and fishing my entire life, and I just felt what a better way to try to make a living than get into the business. And so I've been in business a little over a year now, and I've had my FFL for about 6 months.
Oh, awesome.
Nice. Awesome. So I know, we talking about your FFL. And you're the owner of the Outdoor Pro Shop LLC, which is an online-based outfit here, kind of. We talked a little bit about me looking for a gun, and you have access to getting the 410s. So that's been big this last couple of years. Is that one of the hardest guns to get right now, or even ammo-wise, or how's that work?
The guns are pretty hard to find right now. They are a very popular gun. They've been gaining momentum.
Yeah,
especially in the turkey hunting world. So
for sure,
they've been a little hard to come by.
And I haven't got to read about it. I've just seen all the buzz about people using them. But what is the biggest, other than how light they are? What do you think the other reasons are that people are using 410s and going back to that instead of your regular traditional 12 gauge or 20 gauge shotguns?
And I'm not sure. I've never haven't been huge into turkey hunting my whole life, so I would imagine they probably pack the same amount of punch and they're just lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was wondering that because especially with these new TSS shells people's using.
Yeah.
I've seen people shooting turkeys with a 410 out to 45 yards.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Not even worrying about it,
all day long.
Yeah.
For a 12 gauge, that was about normal, 45, 50 yards with these old regular 3-inch mag shells and all that was normal. But now even with the TSS shells for the 12 gauge, they're reaching 65, 70 yards. It's crazy.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
You got less recoil, a lighter gun, and you can reach out just as far.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's got to be the big selling point on it.
So how long you say you've been in business?
Yeah.
So I've been in business a little over a year now. April 11th made 1 year for me in business.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And I didn't start out with my FFL. Honestly, that wasn't even a thought at first. I started out just doing hunting gear and fishing supplies. And then I just looked into getting my FFL one night and it spiraled from there. And now I have my FFL and SOT stamp, for suppressors.
Oh, so you can, okay. So you can sell suppressors. I'll be getting with you here shortly. No, but how did that work? Because I know I've kind of looked at the FFL, and with you having an online shop, how does that go? Because I know it seems like they cater more to the brick and mortar store building for the FFL license. Was that an issue for you to get the FFL?
No, that wasn't an issue at all. I mean, the only issue I have without having a brick and mortar storefront is some of the big gun brands like Benelli will not let you sell their products if you don't have a brick and mortar storefront. So I can sell just about everything, but there's a couple brands out there I cannot sell.
So if someone buys a firearm from you online, they just get it shipped to like a local shop or something? They have to go pick it up, or?
Yeah, correct. You can, at checkout on my website, you'll be able to type in your zip code and select any FFL within the United States to get it shipped to.
Nice.
Okay.
Or if you're local, I handle transfers in-house as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
awesome.
Say. Yeah, that's.
Speaking of locality, where exactly are you located? Are you West Virginia based or?
No, I'm based out of Pasadena, Maryland.
Maryland. Okay. I knew you was close. I couldn't remember. I know me and Mike talked about it, but
right.
I could not fully remember. Now, speaking on Maryland, was there a lot of hoops to jump through with that state being not as pro-gun as some of these other states?
Yeah, so it's a little bit more of a challenge. So it's not just your FFL. I had to get a Maryland regulated firearms license as well.
Wow.
So the FFL.
What all goes into that?
It's basically the same thing as getting an FFL. Just it's not federal. It's just through Maryland state
level. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So one of the big things.
So it was
you've got over 75,000 products on your website, including, our Nature's Voice Game Calls products. So how big of a feat was it to get that much products on the website? I know we've talked a little before. You personally put ours on there since we don't work with an API system. Do you do a lot of API system integrations?
Yes, 95% of the products on there are API based, and they're updated multiple times a day between stock levels and pricing.
Man, those are some amazing things. That's an awesome way to do that work if you can integrate those in with your system, especially when you're a store online like you are. I mean, it makes it so much easier for you because it's basically hands free.
Yes,
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, we work with multiple suppliers across the United States, so deal with about 4 or 5 of them regularly.
Oh, okay. So with you having the suppressor line, do you do just the tax stamp, or will you do the NFA trust and all that? Are you capable of doing that?
So we go through Silencer Shop for all of our paperwork. Everything's electronic. The trust and everything is on there.
Okay.
They handle all the paperwork and submit it. So that makes it nice as well, as you can go on your Silence Your Shop portal. It's an app on your phone, and do everything through the app on your phone, and go to a kiosk and do your fingerprints, upload them to your portal, and they handle all the paperwork electronically. And then I'll have to certify it and everything.
Okay. All right.
And it'll be submitted to the ATF.
Right. That's not actually, that doesn't sound like a bad option, because I've seen some of these, that you got to jump through hoops almost for that. And that I've not seen the app. So that's something I'm going to actually look into, because I've been looking at getting an NFA trust instead of just doing the tax stamp for everyone, because I plan on having 3 or 4. I'd like to get about 3 or 4 suppressors for a couple different guns. So
I've never purchased a gun online. Is that, can you actually purchase it online, and how does it go through a waiting process? Like, or can you get it the very day you purchase it?
What is that? A gun?
Yes. Like if we was to go on your website right now and purchase a gun, could we come and pick it up during your normal business hours of that day, or do you go through a waiting period?
Yeah, like if I buy one of those black Rains that are amazing on your site right there, I'm
So
like, man, he carries
state's
black
different.
Rain.
Like,
Go ahead.
so the state of Maryland has a 7-day waiting period for regulated firearms. So if you order
Holy moly.
through, like, if somebody orders, like here locally, if they order a pistol, they would have to come in. When the gun comes in to me, they would come in, fill out the paperwork. We submit everything to the state of Maryland, and then it's a 7-day waiting period until they can pick up the firearm.
So you probably
just
follow like the individual states, so like West Virginia. If we're buying from West Virginia, do you follow like the West Virginia laws for that?
We would just ship it to a dealer in West Virginia, and you would have to follow West Virginia law from their dealer.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So once we ship it to a dealer, like if you order offline and we're shipping to a dealer in West Virginia, it's then you follow West Virginia state law.
Cool.
To my knowledge, West Virginia don't have a waiting period.
It's not a waiting period, but you do have to do a
believe they
background.
do.
No,
it,
it's just a
it all
background.
depends, Michael.
Yeah,
So,
they can pop you
can
for
get
something as
flagged.
you can get flagged for something as small as a domestic violence, I think, or
Right,
even
and
some misdemeanors.
But if you're totally clean,
Yeah.
there's,
And a lot of
there's
times, obviously, there's more than one Michael Booth or Dan Hall or Dave.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah,
when
that's
they're
right.
looking at it, if you don't like, that's why when I go buy a gun, I give my absolute full first, middle, and last name.
Yeah, me too.
Anything I can give them to expedite the process or expedite the process, because years ago, when I was probably 17, 18 years old, I bought a long gun and I got flagged. I'm like, well, why did I get flagged? I have nothing wrong. But there was a Dan Hall that had blown up a porta potty, and
oh my gosh,
true story. I found this out.
This is so funny.
it was you, wasn't it?
It
There
not
was
me.
a Dan
It was
Hall
in
that done
Grantsville,
it.
West Virginia. It happened. I'm pretty sure it was Grantsville, West Virginia. He blowed up a porta potty.
Oh, you
at
know
his
it was
sporting
Grantsville.
event for children.
It was at that construction site he was at.
That's actually
I got flagged for that because my name was relevant to that incident.
Man, that's nuts.
I tell customers that all the time. Like some of them, because it's optional on the 4473 form to put your social. But I always tell them, I was like, you might as well, because there is people. I've had multiple customers that always get flagged and they have to wait in order to pick up their long gun because they have the same name as somebody within the United States that has that's getting flagged for some reason. It could be anything, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And you can also get a unique personal identification number through the ATF as well. I've had customers do that. So that's a unique number to them so they won't get flagged anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know about that.
So you can solve that issue by getting, it's called a UPIN number.
Okay. Now, how do you go about getting one of those?
You have to apply for it on the ATF website.
Okay. Okay.
That's cool.
That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. See, I just bought a gun up here in Iowa, and she's like, "Oh, it could be 10 minutes or 10 days." It
Right.
all depends. And she said, you got flagged. I said, okay, not a problem. I'll be here for a while. And literally she called me an hour later, probably not even an hour. She said, hey, everything's cleared. You're good to go. And I walked over back to the store and picked up my gun. So like I said, it's as long as you give all the information you can give,
Yeah.
chances are it's going to go pretty smoothly.
Yeah. I always
Right.
give.
It might be a 10 to 15 minute waiting period for the next check to come back, but it's better than getting delayed.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
No kidding.
I always give my full social when I do something like that too. Like Dan said, I don't play games. When I want it, I want it. You know, I mean,
Right.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, and you know, I agree with some of these checks and things like this that they go through.
I agree
But
with some of
I'm definitely not a fan of, you know, the where you have a registry list for everybody.
Oh, absolutely not.
All
Absolutely
that
not.
stuff.
Have you guys seen where these I guess who is it, the FDA or not the FDA, shit, that's food.
You talking about the agricultural department?
No, I'm talking about the people that regulate firearms and stuff.
It's the
What's that agency that regulates firearms?
Dave,
ATF.
you're going to have to speak up if you want to be on this podcast.
The ATF. The ATF.
Yeah, the ATF.
So the ATF is going to people's houses and trying to confiscate these triggers that were sold.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, we've heard,
And,
heard about that. Yeah,
My gosh, man, it's kind of crazy. I'm just, and I've kind of been watching some different lawyers talk about it and like how to handle the situation. Don't ever let them do anything. And actually, I saw a lawyer today talking about if they show up at your house and they even have a warrant to get into your safe. They said, do not open the safe for them. Even if they have a warrant, make them break your safe.
wow.
Because if you open the safe for them, you're essentially giving consent if it ever comes back in court.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So yeah, kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, just.
That is crazy.
I mean,
Well-
I never thought like I always heard, you want to protect liberties and
Oh yeah,
support the NRA and things, but I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime that they would actually be showing up at people's houses trying to confiscate stuff.
I don't know exactly where these places or what states this is happening in, but you hear about it. You know,
that's going to be your liberal states, man.
it
New
has
York's,
to be.
Chicago's and Illinois.
I was listening to Glenn Beck there the other day, and he was talking about it. He actually had a lawyer on.
Yeah.
And they were talking about different things.
Oh, I saw that. Yep.
What if, they show up at your house and they're asking for this trigger, the speed triggers or whatever they are. I can't remember what they call them.
I can't remember what they're called either.
You probably know, don't you, Kevin? Where you can just attach.
It forces it's
not an actual trigger.
Yeah.
It's like a bump stock.
It's a forced reset trigger. I think it's called an FRT.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, it's a forced reset
they
trigger.
show up at my house once a year anyway, so.
Do they really?
Oh, I guarantee it.
ATF and Maryland State Police.
Yeah.
Both
If you have
once a year.
If you have an FFL, they're showing up at your house once a year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they do. They do audits once a year.
Yep.
Which I do. They can do audit any day of the week. Like,
yeah, right.
Not trying to hide anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're we're talking about buying, gun off your website and stuff like that, does it can it be a person, or does it have to actually be a business that you get your gun transferred, as long as he has an FFL?
Long as you have FFL.
Okay.
Any FFL in the United States.
Cool. Because they have some kind of number.
Anybody can get a gun shipped to me, and I do this out of my house online.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I have my FFL. Anybody can get a gun shipped to me.
Yeah, that's cool. Because, see, we know a guy here in West Virginia that lives close by, and, I had a custom gun built in Illinois, and I found out about this guy from one of my buddies at the state police, and he said, yeah, he was like, man, we get stuff transferred through him all the time, and I met him in the Kroger parking lot and handed him the fee for it, and that was it, So
as long as he's got a non-expired FFL.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll ship
Nice.
to him.
So if I become a collector, I can get an FFL and have guns shipped to my house. Like let's say I just wanted to become a collector and just buy guns.
Oh, it has to be. So the ATF will not issue you an FFL for personal reasons. You have to do it for profit. It has to be
I
for
see. It has to be for profit. Okay.
Yeah, it
okay.
has to be
That's one
for
of their
business.
main stipulations. You can't do it for personal reasons.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
gotcha.
good
To
question.
collect.
Okay.
That's a good question. I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah, that is actually I was curious about that.
Because I was sitting there thinking, man, I'll get an FFL if I, whenever when I start buying some more firearms.
Just start an LLC and open up an FFL.
There you
It's
go.
not like they're not tracking your finances.
I'm going to sell my
and
my
that's
vocal.
But that's the dangerous part, man. I get so many guns that come through here, and I'm just like, ooh, I have to have that one.
yeah.
I have to have
Dude,
that
I'm
one.
telling you, if I carried those black reins, I'd have one in every color.
Yeah,
It's
so,
dangerous.
and that's what I was going to ask just now. So you said it's not for personal use. Do they track your sales? Do you have to show so many transfers or sales a year to keep an FFL?
They haven't tracked any of mine. I used to hear, like, back in the day, people that they would track sales. I can't speak 100% on that, as I've only had one audit, but they've just gone through my paperwork. They haven't tracked how many sales I've done or like kept track of that.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
they've also issued, I think, the most FFLs these past couple of years, even to like home businesses. Like, you'd be surprised how many FFLs are within the United States.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah. So here at the beginning, we were talking about Memorial Day weekend and things like that.
Yep.
We always have big cookouts and different things like that. And one of the things I seen a post on Facebook, and he said, it's one of my friends. He's a veteran, and he said, teach your grandchildren and your kids to respect this day.
Wow.
For not
Absolutely.
Because
100%.
it doesn't seem like it's something that's being taught.
It's really not.
It's
No.
it's become
It's not.
accustomed to be a cookout day,
Right.
and a day off
3-day
work.
weekend.
Yeah, it's just a
Right.
free day. When I was a kid, we actually used to go with the family around to grave sites and stuff. We took one day out of the weekend and just kind of, we all piled in the back of the truck. Actually, back then, you could pile in the back of a truck, but anyway, and we'd pack a lunch, and go and see our,
It should be a day of respect, honor, and
Absolutely.
to
And
memorize those ones that have lost their lives,
for our freedom.
For our freedom.
Absolutely.
I always say
So
our
we
freedom.
can do what we do.
Yeah, so we can do what we do. I mean, one of the things I talk about all the time when we get ready to do our salute, and we're going to get ready to do it. Dan's ready, but we wouldn't be able to sit here and talk and do the things that we're doing right now if it wasn't for those men and women out there fighting for our freedoms. So hit it, Dan.
Right.
absolutely.
Hit it,
I'm
Dan.
glad you brought this up too, guys, because we also offer our military members, past and present, first responders, EMS, anything. We offer a lifetime discount.
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Lifetime discount. All you have to do is email us and just send your credentials, and we'll create a unique coupon code you can use forever.
Dude,
Doesn't
that's so
expire.
cool.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Because
So
we wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for these men and women.
Absolutely. We wouldn't even have our rights.
Right.
Because every other government has always taken them from their citizens.
Ours doesn't seem too far behind.
Yeah, well, that is true.
with all that, this being Memorial Day weekend from the past, we're moved on from it, but we can memorialize these guys every day. It doesn't have to be just one day a year.
Yeah.
So, granted, this guy is still living, so he's not technically in the memorial of it, but he is in our salute to valor.
Yeah.
So tonight we want to salute Jeremy Michael Edenfield. He was born in Wilmington, Ohio. He served the United States Air Force at the rank of technical sergeant, or he served for 20 years. He was at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, as well as, oh man, there's a lot here. This guy's been around, boys. He's done a few things in 20 years.
Yeah.
So he was also from 2011, 2014. He served the 71st Intelligence Squadron Detachment with the 17th, with the 10th Air Force WPAFB in Ohio, and the U.S. Air Force Reserves, the 17th Training Squadron, at Goodfellow Air Force Base, San Angelo, Texas. He went to the NCO Academy, I.G. Brown Tech, McGee Tyson A&G Base in Knoxville, Tennessee. He was a knowledge operations manager and the orderly room assistant at the NCOIC from 02 to 11 with the 445th Maintenance Squadron in Ohio for the Air Force Reserves. 336th Training Squadron at Kessler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. Signal intelligence operator for during his active duty time from 97 to 2000 for the 32nd Intelligence Squadron, National Security Agency at Fort Meade, Maryland, where he's in Air Leadership School at Fort Meade. He was in the 301st Intelligence Squadron at Misawa Air Base in Japan. He was at Quarry Station, NTTC, in Pensacola, Florida. And he was on the 323rd Basic Military Training Squadron, Honor Flight 386 in Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. He received the Air Force Combination Medal, Joint Service Achievement Medal, Joint Meritorious Service Unit Award, Air Force Outstanding Unit Award with 4 oak leaf clusters, Air Force Good Conduct Medal with 1 oak leaf cluster, Air Reserve Force Meritorious Service Medal with 3 oak leaf clusters, a National Defense Service Medal with 1 service star, a Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Air Force Overseas Ribbon, Air Force Longevity Service with 1 oak leaf cluster, USAF NCO PME Graduate Ribbon with 1 oak leaf cluster, and an Air Force Training Ribbon. So he's got quite a few, boys. He's got a stack on his chest for sure. And he was discharged in April of 2014 after his 20 years of service.
Man.
So, Jeremy, we really appreciate your service. You've provenly, just reading what you've done and accomplished, where you've been, you've been through it in the 20 years you served. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Yep. Thank you for your service, Jeremy.
But so getting back to it, anyhow, which is awesome that you guys offer that military discount, but you guys don't just sell guns and stuff like that. You do some boating supplies too, right? And you're kind of having a sale through the month of June.
Right. Yep. All of our boating supplies on our website are 10% off through June.
Awesome.
All this month.
So yeah, that's pretty big because I mean, obviously fishing season's in full swing right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting geared up.
Heck yeah.
So,
I don't know.
out of that 75,000 products that we were talking about, or, over 75,000, you were talking that you had some brands that you deal with on a regular basis. What are those brands?
I wouldn't even say specific brand, but just the guns.
Oh, okay.
The guns are the hottest seller.
So what's your hottest selling 410 right now?
The Stevens Model 301.
And that's single shot?
That's the one I was looking at.
All right.
And that's single shot?
They have been, even not even the 410s. I mean, the 20 gauges, they've been hot too. They've been, I think, even harder to come by than the 410s.
I'm telling you what, man, those
guns in general.
Yeah.
Wow.
My first gun I ever got, I was 12 years old, got a Stevens single shot 410, and man, I love that gun. Oh, I still love that gun.
Oh yeah, my best deer gun I love is my H&R single shot.
I've got an H&R single
it's
shot.
Tack driver.
What do you have the caliber in?
I got
12 gauge.
No, 12
Okay.
gauge. Okay. See, I've got an H&R single shot 270 deer rifle.
Really?
Yeah, and it's
22-250.
Oh, 22-250? Okay.
Like you said, though, it is an absolute tack driver.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, mine's got a bull barrel on it, and I mean, what you find is with those bull barrels, they don't lose their accuracy. You can put a lot of rounds through them, and that they don't heat up as bad.
Right.
But man, I tell you what, I've killed a lot of deer with that 270 single shot.
Yeah, my 12 gauge single shot's my go-to gun because I'm in a county in Maryland where you can only use you were never allowed to use rifle, and they just made it where you can use a straight wall cartridge. But I still stick to a shotgun and just use my 12 gauge single shot. That's my go-to.
Heck yeah,
gun for deer.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So do you ever plan on having a brick and mortar, or are you going to stick with just online?
We'll see where it goes. I mean, I think I would like to have a brick and mortar storefront. But it'll probably be a while. It's nice not having all the overhead, but
yeah, no doubt.
The biggest problem I'm finding now is obviously people love, especially the pistols. They love to hold the guns and everything to see how they feel before they buy it. And that's my biggest challenge right now is not having a bunch of stuff in stock. So
telling you what you need to do, man. All right, I'm gonna give you a business idea. An indoor shooting range where they can try the firearm before they buy it. What do you think?
Right, there's a couple shops around me that do that.
Are you serious?
Yes, nice. they have indoor shooting ranges where they let you shoot.
Oh wow!
Before you buy them.
Okay.
I must say my pricing's better. So.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking, man, I had a great idea.
They got to pay for that. They got to pay for that brick and mortar and the access to being able to shoot things.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's where you benefit being all online.
Exactly. I don't have a high overhead to cover.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you were talking about how you give a designated coupon code for veterans, but any customer can create an account on your site and have that set up, right?
Correct. So when you place an order, you can set up an account, and that's how we also offer a rewards program. So every dollar you spent goes towards rewards points, which you can use for like cash off your next order, or you can save up the points and get 5, 10, 15, or 20% off your order.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's awesome.
And then that's all tracked through your account that you create on our website.
Nice.
Okay. That's cool. I like that setup. That's kind of nice. I mean, anytime you can get rewards points and being able to knock off money or discounts of any type is huge, really.
Right. Yeah, and then we also offer like a pay over time option, so you can split your payment into 4 when you check out, 0 interest.
Nice.
Oh,
you have to go through like an immediate a credit check. It does check like a quick credit check. It checks, but you can split your payment into 4 over 6 weeks, 0 interest. There's no extra cost.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Now, is that like a layaway, or
no? You get as soon as you check out, you'll still get the product at the same time. You'll just make payments.
Okay.
It's through a third-party application we have set up on our website.
I like that. That's cool. So, because like layaways, you got to pay off then before you get your gun. So that's different. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, and we're eventually going to work towards like a store branded credit card, kind of like Bass Pro has. We're going to try to get there.
Nice.
We got to get a little bigger first, but we're always trying to develop new ideas.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I like that.
So we talked about
and then we're going to try to implement an affiliate program as well.
Right.
So you can gain commission for like if you were to refer somebody and they buy through your link.
Yeah.
So we're also trying to implement that as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I could refer you some people for sure. I'll get all their discount.
Right.
Michael,
you got to buy off of my link though.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
And vice versa.
Yeah. Discount code Dan.
Hey, now that you mentioned that, that's a big thing on podcasts. We've thought about talking to, other businesses, but there's some other businesses that don't have the capabilities that you have that we deal with. So would you be willing to work up a discount code for our listeners? If they're listening on the show, they could, they're only going to get this code. This wouldn't be something that we post out on social media.
No.
If you listen, if you listen to the podcast, you will get this code.
Absolutely.
I think
can do that.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And it's specific to the episode.
Yep.
So they'd have to hear that episode.
They would have to listen all the way through.
Yeah.
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 Great idea.
So we'll get that worked out before we air this episode, and at the end of this episode, we'll add that discount code in, and we'll let people know in the beginning on the social media posts and things. Because I just made a post here a little bit ago. That's why I was quiet there for a little bit. But we'll make a post stating that if you listen all the way through, there will be a promo code that you can get discounts off the website. So that, our main focus is to drive traffic to your website.
Yes.
And I think that would be a great way for us to do that. It gives them an incentive to get there. And it doesn't have to be nothing big, 10%,
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Anything.
And, that's basically shipping or taxes.
Yeah, right.
We do that a lot. We offer free shipping on our website anyways. We just do that to drive traffic to the website. We eat a lot of it, but
right.
We've had
We do too.
incorporate that in our prices.
People
Right.
like discounts.
So yes, we offer free shipping anything over $99.
Yeah.
If it's
Heck,
below
yeah.
99, it's a flat rate of $8.99 shipping. So
See, that's not bad. That's not bad.
it's not terrible, but
Oh.
we do pay more for that with shipping. So
Yeah.
we do eat the cost for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't want people to place an order and it comes out to $50 and they're paying a quarter of that in shipping.
Yeah.
And that's not. We want people to feel like they're actually getting something when they order from us.
Yep.
That's good.
Definitely.
That's excellent. It's good business.
And then when anybody has a problem or they email or you can call our phone number or you can even text us, you're dealing with me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's not like you're going to be on hold. You're not going to, I respond immediately.
And that's,
I try to respond almost immediately.
a lot of people that
Like
I
you're
talk
gonna
to
get-
tell me that they want to deal. It's starting to come back to that. The big box retailers is starting to lose their customer base because they don't have the customer service. They don't have the connection with their clients and their customers
Man,
that they did back in the
absolutely.
day.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Right.
When I buy something, it especially if I'm making a purchase like a firearm purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, I want that connection with the guy that I'm buying it from.
Mhm.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of that boils back down to a lot of these big companies are farming their customer service out to, I hate to say it, but overseas contracts.
Yeah.
You call customer service, half the time you're getting somebody that speaks broken English
Mm-hmm. Your
and
second
can't
language.
understand.
No,
Yeah.
but then the issue never gets resolved.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And you get so frustrated and you just you're like, no, yeah, I'm done. I'm not even dealing with it. So they beat you out of it half the time.
And that's the main reason they done that.
Mm.
Sure.
There's a lot of places. It's just like I was at Advance today. I got a lawnmower battery a couple weeks ago, and I didn't have the other battery with me. So I'm thinking I had the other battery with me today, and I went back in there and had to pick up some bulbs for the lawnmower lights, and I put a new switch on there for the lights. And I said, can I return that cord, or is it just, if you purchase a battery? Because I had purchased 2 lawnmower batteries there within the last 2 months, one for my mower and then one for my parents. And I said, I had the cord for one of them. I didn't have the cord for the other one. Can you look back in the system and see if you can get that? She's like, oh, yeah. She was like, no problem. She was like, you got it here. She was like, we'll go ahead and give you that. But I like being able to deal with them people face to face like that. And, you to get that, I don't know. It's just a personal feel that you've made I like dealing with the same person. If that person's there every time I go to there to get something, I'll go to his counter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Right.
if he's not working, I might even leave and come back the next day when he is working.
Yeah, I've done that. Yep, I've done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I just
I feel like it's underrated. Like good customer service is very underrated.
Right.
it
And
is.
that's what we try. Like we like when you call our business line, it is automated to leave a message, but we call back almost immediately.
Yeah.
You can also that same number. You can text me. You can text me whatever issue you're
Wow.
having, problems, questions, whatever. I'm gonna respond almost immediately. My email is also on the website. Email me if you have problems.
Mhm.
Like
So-
I'm here to help anybody. I want everyone to feel as like they're a part of our family when you're shopping with us.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all.
Go ahead, Dave. Did you have something?
Oh, I was just going to ask, like since you've been in business, what have you noticed, like a specific type of firearm that is like most requested or most sought after I mean, not everybody's a turkey hunter or even a squirrel hunter. Some people just want to buy firearms. So have you noticed anything like that?
I get a lot of purchases that are like for carry guns, like so your M&P Shield Plus, your Hellcat Pro or your Hellcat Compacts.
Okay.
Just like your everyday carry gun, I've been getting a lot of sales with those.
Okay,
that's cool.
Especially around here locally, because the state of Maryland you don't have to have a good and substantial reason to apply for a carry permit.
Oh,
so
wow.
when that just got passed, like I was just getting my FFL and it went wild. Everybody's taking the classes and wants to get their carry permit and wants to get a carry gun. So that really took off here, especially.
That's excellent.
Now, on top of Dave's question, do you get many people on the collector side looking for stuff for you? Like, your Brownings, stuff like that, or?
Not so much. Nah, not so much. Not yet, at least.
Right. Okay. So
there is waterfowl hunting's a big thing around our way. So waterfowl shotguns have been a big ticket item, but no collector's guns really.
Okay. I didn't know, you always need to mute if you're going to chat between just. No, you didn't. Well, we hear everything. I tell you, these kids these days ain't professional.
These kids these days.
That's what I was wondering if
listen to this guy.
He was having the whole collectors things going on with you being online and having access to finding guns. Like Bud's gun store, they do a lot with collector stuff and all that.
And that's actually brings up a good point, because that's the next thing we kind of want to look into as well is taking trade-ins.
Oh, okay.
Taking trade-ins for store credit to purchase another gun.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So it's definitely things we're going to work towards in the future.
Sure. Anything to grow your brand bigger and better.
Right.
That's awesome. Dave, you got the verse tonight?
The verse of the day. Yep. It's coming out. It's coming out hot tonight, fellas.
Oh, all right.
Are you giving us the brimstone? The fire and the brimstone?
Actually, no. What I'm going to give you? What I'm going to give you is something that I have. Man, I tell you what. I'm just going to be real for a second. Sometimes life gets busy, and sometimes you get so in the day-to-day grind that you don't take the time to recognize your creator. And I got this verse. He was working with me. People are funny, aren't they?
Yeah.
You say God talks to you, or God, you talk to God, whatever. People think you're crazy.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it's crazy to say that you don't hear from God, or you can't hear from God.
Well,
or you can't talk to him.
You know what's even more crazy is to say you don't communicate or fellowship with him at all.
Yeah.
If you can't recognize that we have a creator when you're hunting and you're fishing,
yeah, absolutely,
you've got major issues.
Got major issues. Listen.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I'll just say this: you would never walk up to a computer and say, you know what, that just happened by chance. No, someone actually designed that.
Yeah,
there was a lot of thought that went into it, and a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
The human body. And the things that we know now about the human genome and all that stuff, it's so much more complex than any computer that's ever been built.
Well, I mean, I look at the human body ever since COVID's happened.
Yeah.
Now, this is my view on it now, because I followed the guy that created that mRNA vaccine.
Okay.
And the only reason I followed him is because he was against everybody having it.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
The creator of the actual vaccine that everybody had and everybody supposedly had to get.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't die from COVID. He's telling people not to get this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows. He created it.
Yeah, that's right.
He looks at the body. He used to be a computer scientist.
Yes.
Before, he was a molecular biologist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So in his mind, he's thinking code.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is it.
Now,
It's code.
I look at the human body as God's written code,
Absolutely.
and we're living it out.
Yes.
I mean, it's nuts.
It is nuts. And for you to say, we got a friend that I work with, and, sometimes he'll say, man, Dave, you'll believe anything. Well, and this is what I tell him now. No, I won't believe anything. I don't believe we come from apes.
Yeah, I know.
I say it to him all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so let me just get into this. So this is our Creator and what He wants to do for us. This is 2 Corinthians 9:8, and it's out of the Passion. You guys know I like the Passion translation just because it's extremely easy to understand, and I think the way that it's worded, it kind of brings across the way that I think God feels about us. So, I like reading it. Here we go. Yes, God is more than ready to overwhelm you with every form of grace, so that you will have more than enough of everything, every moment, and in every way. He will make you overflow with abundance in every good thing you do. And man, I have been meditating that scripture and just thinking about this. God is more than ready to overwhelm you with every form of grace.
So was that just 8?
That's just 8.
So that's just 8.
That's just 8.
So I'm gonna go a little further.
Here we go
into the message.
All right, we're gonna have a little study here.
So this one here goes 2 Corinthians 9:8 through 11.
All right.
So Dave just read 8, and then it goes on to say that, as one psalmist puts it, he throws caution to the winds, giving the needy in reckless abandon. His right living, right giving ways never run out and never wear out. That's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome, man.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, God wants to do you good.
And this is one thing I want to stress to people out there listening. Don't take it as, we've gotten a lot of good feedback from people loving that we do a scripture of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We're not perfect.
No.
By no means.
Gosh.
And I don't look at it as like being religious.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all.
You have to look at it as a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And I think it's being mindful of it, Mike. Yeah. It's not trying to push the Bible on somebody.
Yeah, I don't read my Bible every day.
No.
I mean,
Right.
I don't sit in the corner or in my closet and read a certain amount of pages in the Bible every day.
No, but you do sit in the closet.
In my opinion,
He got you.
in my opinion, God wants us to have that fellowship, that koinonia, which is the Hebrew word for
He just
that.
wants to walk with you.
He wants
Well, that
you to
hits
have
on
that
the
every
same
day.
point As he's trying, Kevin here is trying to make his business bigger. That's in the same aspect of that. You follow protocols.
Yeah.
And you can expand.
Yep.
You can get closer with God. You can get closer with your customers. You can get closer with your business. It's the same concept. If you look at so that's awesome.
Absolutely right.
Yep. Good deal. That was awesome scripture tonight, Dave.
It
Cool,
was.
man. Cool.
Well, Kevin, I think that's going to about do it for this evening. We appreciate you coming on, man. I hope you had a good time.
I had a great time, and I appreciate you guys inviting me. And if you ever need someone to come on here and talk and just hang out, just give me a call.
Yeah, man.
That's
We
Have fun.
Didn't hit on a few things there, Michael. You didn't hit on any of his archery stuff. You got to hear about his archery.
well,
stuff
then that
he's got
means we have to have him back for another.
Let's have him back on.
We're gonna
Heck yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Hey, that
Yeah, we'll do it.
we try to segment things around different things. We're kind of switching gears going into fishing. So we wanted to have you on to talk about your boat stuff. Archery season's going to come back up here in end of August, September. We're going to be at the Greenbrier Resort at that time. So we're going to be doing the outdoor, what is it? Refresh my memory there.
Wild
and Wonderful.
Wild and Wonderful West Virginia Hunting, Fishing, and Outdoor
yes.
Hunting, Fishing, Outdoor Conservation Expo.
Yeah. Wild
That's
and
it.
Wonderful Hunting, Fishing, and Conservation Expo.
That's it.
So we're going to be
I'd
there
like
at
to
the
drive down
Greenbrier.
and see you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on down. We'd love to have.
Heck yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome show.
Yeah, I'd love to come down and hang out with you guys.
Yep,
Plus, it's the Greenbrier. I don't know if you've been there, but it's well worth the trip.
it is for sure.
I have not been there yet, so we'll make it a first this year.
All right,
you
man.
go.
Sounds good.
All
Well,
right.
again, we appreciate you coming on. You have a good night, buddy.
All right, you too. Thank you for having
All
me.
right, Evan, it was a pleasure.
Thanks, Kev.
All right, guys.
All right, guys, be sure to check us out on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're on about 18 other different channels, so be sure to check us out. Be sure to check out Outdoor Pro Shop, LLC, on their website. It's www.outdoor-pro-shop.com. Our ad for them ran at the beginning of this episode, so be sure and check them out. Support local. They're out of Maryland. They're USA business. Support them. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We sure appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night. All right, guys. Thanks to Kevin Cook, owner of Outdoor Pro Shop LLC, we have a discount code here that you can only get from listening to this podcast in its entirety. So the discount code is podcast10. That gives you 10% off of anything on their website at Outdoor Pro Shop LLC. They have over 75,000 products on their website. They have a special going on right now for boating supplies. So if you have a boat and you like going out and spending time on the boat and you need some things for your boat, if you're doing some repairs or things like that, check them out. Outdoor Pro-shop.com. OutdoorProShop.com. So check them out and use this discount code, podcast10. You will only hear it here. Podcast10. OutdoorProShop.com. This segment of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by AMG Network Hosting, LLC, a national independent agent for most major telecommunication service providers. If your business is in need of internet, phones, credit card processing, let AMG Hosting help you compare options. They work with over 100 national carriers, and they can help you choose the best option for your needs. Our independence means we are loyal to our customers, not a brand or a company. Call us today at 304-608-3653 or visit us at amgnhconsulting.com. amgnhconsulting.com. Phone number again is 304-608-3653. AMG Network Hosting, LLC.